because it's taking a little bit long time to render. So this is going to give it a nice. You're going to have your randomness with the actual random options with the 3 different colors, and then the waving that's going in is going to give it a little bit more of a different levels of color. So I added a whole bunch of different colors into it. Makes it real nice. I know that it doesn't look exactly how this particular object wanted it to be. If I wanted to, at that point in time, I probably could make a texture with either getting a texture file from this, but I kind of like, playing around with the textures inside here. So, and I could actually probably get away with this with the making these probably a little bit bigger, so I can probably do 30, 30, and then I just have to make sure that I would go into the displacement, and I would have to change this to 30 also, so the displacement is not going to be as big. And it looks a little bit too dirty with the color with this overlay, so I'm going to bring this down even a little bit more. I might do a multiply, see what the multiply looks like. I kind of like it a little bit smaller, so of course it's going to be a lot back. So let's try 25. And then go back to the shader and go back to the displacement over here, and we're going to do 25 here. And let's see what this looks like. It's going to go ahead and render. That's good in between. All right. So, all right, so we got that done, and we got the metals done minus the brown ones, which we'll do that next. And so what we're going to do is that this screw right here, and then the screw in the front, they are all like a brown color. Of course, we have to make sure that we rename this. So this is let's do side scales. All right, 30 basic. All right, cool. Camera lens, there we go. Alright, so we have that. Now we're going to look at them. Now we can probably get away with maybe making it kind of like a dark copper. So low material, we'll go to light and then metal, and let's see if there's a copper. Right there, and just so that I can see what's going on and only work on that particular object, I'm going to turn off the rendering of. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this thing. I'm just going to copy and paste it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all of the rendering on the body. So now, when I have the interactive rendering, I'm really going to only see this one. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on there. That's a pretty nice look to it. But we want it to be a little bit darker. A good darkness to it. see where the reflections and color is going to be. We'll go ahead and take this, throw this into there, and what we're going to do is just bring it up a little bit. And then that's fine. I think that's a good color for it. So go ahead and turn this off. That one worked out pretty good for us. All right, there we go. Bam. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn on the rendering of everything again. And we're going to take a nice render of this view right here. See how it looks together with everything. Looks pretty good, actually. Kind of like that. I might actually turn down the saturation. Excuse me. So we'll turn this off. Get the interactive renderer. We're just going to render this little section right here. Turn it down a little bit. Make it a little smaller. So, I think I had a little bit too much color to it, so I take that and I'm gonna get the saturation and just make a little bit more of that color. And if I wanted to, we can go ahead and blur. We are going to add, there was that rust level to it. Mix mode, and we're going to do additive. There we go. Alright, well, that wasn't going to work for me what I wanted to. Okay. Let's take a render of it. Looking pretty good. Now that I'm looking at these though, I can probably bring these in a little bit more, so we'll go turn this off. Since they're the same height, we're going to bring these in just a little bit, ever so much. Maybe I had it there for a reason. Okay, so we're going to scale these, make them flatter. So what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to bring it down a little bit, because what I'm doing is I'm also shrinking the inside of this also. I wonder if I can keep going at it too. Make it pretty flat. Let's see how far I can push that. Okay, so that's a little bit less. It's not going to stick out as much. Looking pretty good. So right now all we have is The screws, they got the 3 metals, and we'll do make this dirty screws. Alright, so now what we have left is we have the brown for the basic colors. We have the browns going on. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and make a color. This one's going to be pretty easy to do. Color, and we're going to get a dark brown to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to select this. We're going to go to faces, select faces, and we're going to make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to go pretty dirty with this, with the selection tool. So what I'm going to do, because I want to get the these lips that I created over here also. So I wanted to get those also. I'm going to select the whole top part, and then I'm going to go back around, and I'm going to deselect the big row of faces. So I got these all selected. I shouldn't have to worry too much about the stuff that's right there, but we'll just run it around. Anyways, okay, we don't have to worry about that. That's already hidden. It's gonna be covered. All right. There we go. Select all this stuff. All right, so you want to be careful with what I'm selecting. So I selected that face, and that would not have been fun. Got all these on the inside. Okay, so I got all these loops, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my picker right here, and I'm just going to hold down Control, and I'm just going to manually depick all these. It'll actually go pretty fast if I didn't get this side part right here. So what I'm going to do, bam, 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 bam. So if you ever get a selection and you do something like that where it loses its selection, you can just do Alt Control Delete, or I'm sorry, you can do Control Z, and that will actually undo deselection. You can view selections and deselections as an actual step that the computer reads as. So if you select something by mistake or deselect it, you just go Control Z or Control Y to reselect it. I'm sure you guys probably already know that. Alright, so we got all that selected. Just make sure we don't have any faces selected, like right here. Yeah, that's why I'm going over it before I go ahead and apply the texture to it. So I'll double check, make sure everything is good to go. Alright, and then we're going to throw this on there. Bam. Of course, where is the camera body? She made a second one. So, let's go take a look at it as it is. It is a dark brown, so I might end up making it a little bit darker. Okay. So